Today we're going to look at how do you leverage a trade up whilst minimizing your risk. The last video we looked at was how to use candlesticks and footprint to define and enter a trade. We're going to look at the same trade now, but bring in order flow, price ladder. By doing this, this allows you to leverage your trade up and minimize risk. And ultimately, leveraging is the difference between professional and amateur traders. When a trade shows you you're right, you add to it, you leverage that position up. So you often hear this phrase that you should cut your losses and let your winners run. Really, the phrase should be cut your losses and leverage your winners. It's much easier to put more size on than it is to find a larger move. So remember back to that previous video, we looked at executing using footprint at around about 42.71 in the S&P. That tells you can get in. But what a footprint doesn't show you is what the other people are doing, right? So I was saying that you can see people are buying, but what you don't know, somebody could be just selling and selling and selling, and eventually those buyers run out. They can't keep that move going. So when you've got a price ladder, you can see when buyers show more initiative. And this is the time where your trade goes from being a good idea to being able to be leveraged. So let's go and take a little look at this. You look at the footprint, and as we said, 71's the place to be. But now you go and look at the price ladder. So what we're looking at here in the S&P, you've got the market trading up and down, and this is how that footprint develops. This is the buyers. You keep seeing they're hitting into the offers, which is the grey number that you see on the right-hand side. So buyers keep on coming in. Now, having used the footprint, you can see that this area, 71 to 72, is the place you want to buy. But that just lets you buy, right? So you've got 2 contracts in, that's great. And you're waiting for the move to take you back through 74 and then onwards up to a target through the overnight range. That was what we talked about on the previous video. So when do you leverage this trade up? And this is all down to understanding order flow. What we're concentrating on here is the bids and the offers. The bids on the left, the offers on the right. And you're waiting for something. When something happens, you've got to be quite specific on what you're looking for. But when you see a specific pattern that you've learned and you understand, then you can leverage your trade up. That's the thing that you're waiting for. So at this point, you're happy with your 2. You know where your risk is through the low of the day. And then you're just waiting. There you go, 300 lots joins the bid. This is now a sign that buyers are actually much more willing to pay higher prices. And as they're willing to do that, now you can leverage your position up. This minimizes risk as well, because we shouldn't be going back through that 300. You're protected on this trade. So as the market now moves up, you can play this in one of 2 ways. You can use this as a simple scalp trade. You play it up to 74 and you take your profit. Market comes back, it trades that 200, and immediately the buyers come straight back in. Those bids reload. When you see that, you know that you're on for this trade. As I say, you can scalp this. You can just play a simple scalp up towards 74. When it breaks 74, then you can hold that trade further. But the main part of it, simple scalp, and it's using that protection, the thing that you can only see on a price ladder, which was that sudden change. Those large orders come in to buy. When they come in, it's that specific pattern that allows you to leverage a trade, minimize your risk, and now rather than playing this with 2 lots, you're playing it with 6 lots. You can scalp it to 74, you can carry that trade further, knowing that your risk is minimized and you've been able to maximize a very simplistic trade. That's one version. This is how you get bigger on a trade that we already understand.